So you mentioned in many occasions that about physics, you like physics. You talk about first principles of physics that help you think complicated things and use. All right, so give us some examples. Why the first principles of physics so important to shape your life or your way of thinking here?
Yeah, well, I think physics is essentially, I think, developed the best framework for understanding new things that are counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive, yeah. So you take something like, say, quantum mechanics, which it's very counterintuitive. It doesn't seem as though reality should work that way, but it does, and it's experimentally verified to extremely high precision. And so the way that physics is able to make progress in this, in these counterintuitive fields, is by boiling things down to the most fundamental truths and reasoning up from there. I think this is a very important approach to, really the only approach that could work when you're trying to get into something new, where it's unexplored territory. Because normally the way we get through life is we think by analogy. So we essentially we do something. We basically do what everybody else is doing with minor variations. And that provides a mental shortcut. So the amount of thinking that's required to do that is not much. And that's fine for everyday life. We can't think all the time by first principles because it's just too compute intensive. But in trying to understand new things, this is extremely important.
You are making a point that if you really want to be original or creative, you have to think in terms of first principles. Everything go back to the fundamentals. That will be creative or original. Otherwise, we are doing minor variations of using analogy, basically.
Well, you don't know what's really true or what's really possible if you reason by analogy. Analogies are very seductive, and they can sound very compelling, but an analogy is really just a story.
It's just a story.
It's just a story. And they can be very appealing, seductive stories, but it's really just a story.
Okay, I think that's very, very inspiring comments, because here we accustomed to the analogy things, because that is a shortcut, basically.
It's a shortcut.
It's a shortcut. So
and you need to do that most of the time.
Most of the time you do that.
Yeah, otherwise you couldn't get through your day.
Okay, in order to survive, you do that.
Yes,
but
exactly.
in order to be creative, original, you have to go back to the first principles, right? So that's the key to the thing. I think this is something.